On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
Instead, mothers are raising their daughters to be just like them because they're their friends instead of their parents. It makes no sense. It's 100% of a contradiction. And I think that when you see people say that they operate out of fear and that's why they're in the state that they're in, it's the crutch that they're using in order to make an excuse for them not to do the work to get out of it. That's the truth.
Anton, let me respond to that because I'm actually shocked. Yes, I agree with the majority of what you were saying, because while Kayla was talking, and I think Island talked before her, you know, when you hear the question, are modern women living in fear? Okay, some people might be like, yeah, or whatever. But I thought about it a different way, and you kind of touched on some of that. Fear is like a natural and healthy, thing that's supposed to deter you.
Oh, okay. So I agree with what's been said so far. Definitely. I mean, you can get PTSD just going on social media and be like, oh my God, like it's crazy. No, for real. I'm so serious right now. Like it's a joke, but it's for real. And we have a whole reality shows and people become superstars off of like this toxic behavior, and it's normalized. So from the person that does want something traditional, it's like, I can't go on social media. I can't go to the club. I can't go to the movies. I can't go anywhere and not see something toxic. I said the movies just because like there's a situation where somebody got caught up at the movies and their girlfriend showed up and there was a whole scene in the theater, but that's neither here nor there. But I'm just saying, you can't go anywhere or be on any platform where you don't get PTSD of seeing toxic relationships. They get so much media attention, they get celebrated in a way, and they're topics of conversation. People make money off of reacting to it. So it's when that is like the culture, I can't, it's not like, I'm not saying I can't necessarily blame them, but I understand just hearing some stories that make you want to be like, hold on, like, okay, like slow down, because I don't know if you are really who you say you are. I don't know. You hear all kinds of stories. So I think with that in tandem with people actually going through these things themselves and then trying to get back out there and say, hey, I want to be submissive. I want to be blah, 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 where they've seen in situations, even when the woman is quote unquote doing everything right. And there's still these situations that you see. So I think that, people that are living in that fear definitely have to understand, if they're not that kind of person, that there are people out there like them. And if they remember that as they move around, and if they have a real connection, like I said, with the man upstairs, then there'll be a level of like intuition within yourself. There'll be a level of like discernment where you'll be able to choose better in the people that are around you, so that you can trust, so that you can submit, so that you can, make the right choice and the right partner, and not have reservations that could self-sabotage yourself. And it could be a great situation or a great guy. So I think that if a lot of women, kind of remember that and deal with that versus like going off for all the trauma, then they could develop something healthy. But when you're coming from a place of fear, like you're seeing the person as wrong before they even get a chance to show you who they are. You're already seeing them as like, what you're saying is probably lies. You know what I'm saying? So that's like a really toxic place to be. But like I said, it is toxic out here. What can we expect of people? So I definitely think, women are living in fear.
Anton, do you feel as though modern women are living in fear?
Not even a little bit. Not even close. Listen, what fear is supposed to do for you is supposed to drive you away from the thing that you hate the most, right? Like listen, I don't even know how to quote it, but it's something like something with God, the beginning of something, your relationship with God is fear or something like that. Whatever. I don't know. Rilla probably know better than me. Like I said, I'm a C student. I don't know. But fear is supposed to be the thing that drives you away from whatever it is that you don't like, right? You sleep with the lights on because you hate the dark. You fear the boogeyman in the dark, right? Like you sleep with a nightlight on because of that. If you don't want to be poor, fear is the thing that drives you to be successful. Like everything that you want to base off of fear is largely pushing you away from it. So if that be the case, then why is every single woman running towards the thing that's the worst for them as far as these modern women? Because we know the overwhelming majority of them, they're getting married less and less, right? There's more divorces as far as when you compare it to the population versus yesteryear. All of these things is a contradiction against itself. And what they're really filled with and what's being taught to them largely by the mothers, the single mothers that's raising them, society, that's whatever it is that they're going through, the college campuses that they overly enrolled in. What's really there it is. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. That's the quote. Somebody just sent it to me. It popped up on my screen. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So if that be true, then why are they all running towards the thing that they hate the most? Kayla made a statement and she said, for example, social media can give you PTSD. But what I see is a level of addiction to social media. Why are they continuously being on? Listen, if I don't like scary movies, I'm not going to watch them. Like, I'm not going to go to the show and pick the scary movie to watch. Why are they addicted to the thing that they say that they don't want? What I see is a lot of anger, a lot of frustration, and then they get scared and they start getting their life together. And see, you see the fear aspect of their life once they hit the wall, because then they scared that they're going to be by themselves. And then that's when they start trying to figure it out. Uh-oh, I don't want to be like that. Uh-oh, I'm going to try to figure out how to be submissive. Uh-oh, what do men want? Then they start asking the questions that lead them to try to get the results that they should have been asking, right? If they feared being alone, right? If they really wanted to be in a relationship, if they feared having a kid out of wedlock, then they wouldn't be sleeping with Pookie and Ray Ray, right? If they feared doing a thing that was going to put them in the same position as their mother, instead, mothers are raising their daughters to be just like them because they're their friends instead of their parents. It makes no sense. It's 100% of a contradiction. And I think that when you see people say that they operate out of fear and that's why they're in the state that they're in, it's the crutch that they're using in order to make an excuse for them not to do the work to get out of it. That's the truth.
Anton, let me respond to that because I'm actually shocked. Yes, I agree with the majority of what you were saying, because while Kayla was talking, and I think Island talked before her, you know, when you hear the question, are modern women living in fear? Okay, some people might be like, yeah, or whatever. But I thought about it a different way, and you kind of touched on some of that. Fear is like a natural and healthy, thing that's supposed to deter you.